Oh, look what I found. Some Alfred Hitchcock. Actually, I'm a little disappointed because it's probably one of Hitchcock's most problematic films. It's his 1964 psychological thriller, Marnie, starring Tippi Hedren and Sean Connery. I say the movie is problematic both because of the way the story plays out on screen, as well as the way Hitchcock treated his leading lady during production. These were the days before Me Too and Time's Up, and even back in the 1960s, Tippi Hedren wasn't having it. But Hitchcock was so powerful that he basically halted her career after Marnie, when she refused his advances. I'll come back to that though. Tippi Hedren plays Margaret Marnie Edgar, a habitual thief who poses under an assumed identity. Under this identity, she embezzles almost $10,000 from her employer, a man named Sidney Strutt, who is the head of a tax consulting company.
Robbed. Cleaned out. $9,967.
Marnie then goes to Virginia where she stables a horse, and then she goes to Baltimore to visit her mother, Bernice. Marnie supports Bernice financially. We learn during this visit to her mother's that Marnie has a strong aversion to the color red and suffers from recurring nightmares. Months later, Marnie assumes another identity and applies for a job at a publishing company owned by a man named Mark Rutland. Mark recognizes Marnie from when she worked for Sidney Strutt, and he knows that she is the woman who stole the money from his safe those few months earlier. Rutland decides to hire her out of curiosity because he's attracted to her. One weekend, when she is working overtime with Mark, there is a thunderstorm that sends Marnie into a panic attack.
Put on the overhead light if you like. The switch is by the door. Why don't you sit down, Mrs. Taylor? If the storm worries you that much, I'll get you something to drink. Mrs. Taylor? The building is grounded, Mrs. Taylor. You're quite safe here. From the lightning.
The colors. Stop the colors.
What colors?
Mark comforts her. The two kiss, and then they start dating. Marnie eventually embezzles from Mark's company and flees the company just like she did at Sidney Strutt's company. Mark manages to track Marnie down where she keeps her horse in Virginia, and here is where we get into the problematic elements of the story. Mark blackmails Marnie into marrying him. Isn't it romantic? What woman, or man for that matter, wouldn't want to be blackmailed into marriage, even if it is the super fine Sean Connery? It gets worse, so buckle up. While on their honeymoon, they go on a cruise, which is always a good idea. I've seen every Lifetime movie ever made, so cruises are definitely the way to go. Marnie doesn't want to get physically intimate with Mark because she finds sex repellent. That doesn't usually work well in a relationship or a marriage, but there is nothing wrong with not wanting to have sex. She was, after all, blackmailed into marriage too, so there could be a whole catalog of reasons why Marnie doesn't want to consummate the marriage. And she doesn't owe anything to anyone, and she doesn't owe an explanation. After a few nights of rejection, though, Mark has had enough, and he basically forces himself upon her. There are usually 3 reactions a person can take when in such a situation: fight, flight, or freeze. Marnie freezes. She does not give consent.
Suggesting that these halcyon honeymoon days and nights, just the 2 of us alone, together, should ever end.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go to bed. I've told you the light from the sitting room bothers me.
Well, we certainly can't have anything bothering you, can we?
If you don't want to go to bed, please get out.
But I do want to go to bed, Marnie. I very much want to go to bed.
No!
The next morning, she tries to drown herself, but Mark saves her. Mark takes quite an interest in trying to figure out what the cause of Marnie's psychological problems are. He takes her to Baltimore to try to figure out what happened in Marnie's past. There's a thunderstorm going on outside, which causes her long-suppressed memories from childhood to resurface. It is revealed that Marnie's mother used to be a sex worker. When Marnie was a very small child, one of her mother's clients, played by a young Bruce Dern, tried to calm Marnie during the thunderstorm. Bernice mistook the incident as if the client was trying to molest her. Bernice attacked him, and she injured herself in the process, and she became an invalid. Marnie tried to protect her mother, but hit the man on the head with a fire poker, accidentally killing him.
Hands off my head!
What are you trying to... What are you doing?
Make him go, Mama. I don't like him to kiss me. Make him go, Mama.
Put your hands up! Put your hands!
There's nothing the matter with my hands.
What is it, Marnie? What's the matter?
He hit my mama!
No!
What's the matter with you?
No.
You crazy or drunk? Now don't go hit me. You're gonna get hit yourself, girl.
Oh, my leg!
Oh, Mama.
Is your mother hurt? How? How is she hurt?
He fell on her. Oh, she's so hurt. Oh, Mama.
Marnie, help me!
I got to help my mama.
Marnie?
I hit him. I hit him with a stick. I hurt him. There. There now.
That is the second film where a child accidentally kills someone by hitting them on the head. The same thing happened in George Washington. It's also the second film where a man uses bad judgment and gets too close to the daughter of one of the women he's seeing. The same thing happened in The Rose Tattoo. But back to Marnie. The sight of the blood caused her to have an aversion to the color red. The incident explained her fear of thunderstorms. The event of that night also caused her revulsion to sex and intimacy. Bernice took responsibility for the killing of the client, and she just hoped that Marnie would forget the memory. Now that Marnie and Mark understand the reason for her behavior, everything is fine. Marnie asks Mark for his help, they leave, and they hold each other romantically as they do so. The end. It's okay. More stuff happens than I shared. I just shared the key moments. I didn't even get into the relationship between Mark and his sister-in-law. Tippi Hedren was in 2 Alfred Hitchcock films, the first being The Birds and the second being Marnie. Tippi Hedren claimed that Hitchcock made many sexual advances towards her. She says that he would drive by her house. She said that he would harass her. I believe that there was some truth to it. She claimed that he said he would ruin her career. He said no one would work with her in Hollywood again. There is some truth to that. After The Birds and Marnie, she did still get some work on minor projects, but she never worked on projects as big as The Birds or Marnie ever again. She couldn't even get satisfactory supporting acting roles. Most of the roles she got were just cameos. It's just sad. It's another story of a powerful man silencing a woman who was just trying to stand up for herself. Tippi Hedren has stated that of the 2 films she made with Hitchcock, that Marnie was her favorite. I personally liked The Birds better, but I can see why she liked Marnie better. It did showcase her acting abilities more than The Birds. There was a 2012 TV movie made for HBO about the relationship between Tippi Hedren and Alfred Hitchcock that is available for streaming on Max. It stars Sienna Miller as Hedren and Toby Jones as Hitchcock. It was nominated for 6 Primetime Emmys. I believe I've seen it, but I need to revisit it. I believe the title of that film is The Girl, quite plain and simple. As of May 22nd, Marnie is not available for streaming. It is available for purchase on digital, though. It was released on Blu-ray by Universal Studios.